I'm going to talk about something that I've not talked about in a decent amount of time. I'm talking about looks maxing, and more specifically, one specific looks maxer, because he has been making moves and making, motions online that has gotten a lot of people talking about him. And I think he's just kind of an interesting character to talk about. So, I'm not going to talk about Clavicular because, like, that guy has nothing really worthwhile about him to be talked about other than just like the shitty stuff that he does and like the random stuff that he does. I want to talk about another member of like the looks maxing extended universe, the Mog team or whatever they're calling themselves. And I don't even know what rank he is. I used to be caught up in the rankings just to see what the fuck they were doing over there, but I've fallen out. I've fallen off with my looks maxing knowledge. But I want to talk about Androgenic now. Obviously, absolutely hilarious name, absolutely just interesting way to call yourself. And he was like a major part of the original Clavicular type of story. It was a bit of a storyline going on when Clavicular got mocked by the ASU frat leader, and then he kind of showed up just to, I guess, defend someone's honor and like establish his point in the world as one of the top look smaxers in the entire world. But an interesting clip and an interesting thing has been going on with him where like he just like seems to not be a terrible human being, like completely. I really don't know too much about him, and I try not to. But more specifically, like a clip about him has been going around and has kind of popped off online about him accidentally misgendering someone and then correcting it and apologizing for it. And so I wanted to show the clip here and like say that it was like a genuine interaction. It wasn't him like fucking around or whatever. It was actually like a legitimate interaction that he had with another person. And I think it was kind of like a sweet interaction overall.
Yeah, sure. Awesome.
I love you.
Cheers, man. Fuck. I'm sorry, by the way. I didn't mean to call you a man. I did not mean to do that.
I don't mind.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry about that. But have a lovely night.
And so, like, you can see the sheer face of just regret and unhappiness that he had after misgendering this person right here. He like actually felt legitimately bad. It looks like where you can see that he was worried about, making her feel bad and making her feel unhappy about him just like accidentally saying man there in that scenario. I think it's kind of funny. But yeah, it doesn't seem like he was trying to make a joke out of it on stream or anything like that. But like, it just seems like he actually wanted to make things right. I think this is like a completely weird, like random thing to come out of like any sort of looks max or in any capacity because, they kind of seem to be weirdly adjacent with like the Andrew Tate, like alpha male, arrogant piece of shit type of scenario where people are just kind of terrible people to anyone that aren't like just who they believe to be alpha chads who just walk around and just womanizing people the entire time. And to see just like him randomly come out of left field with this type of shit is kind of wild and kind of crazy. But it's always good to see. And I looked down through his profile, and there's like another one that I saw that he recently uploaded about him also like kind of being a normal human being. And literally he's just like this tweet right here. We said low IQ NPC girls brutally failed to rage bait me by calling me gay. And let's see kind of what happens here.
Do you suck dick?
I prefer pussy, but
Oh, you look like you suck dick though.
that's okay. Rage bait failed.
It's like what I would have expected from someone like Androgenic who's in this looks max thing to be like, yo, what the fuck? No, I'm not gay. What the fuck? What are you doing? That's crazy. It's unbelievable. And stuff like that, because that's kind of what they do. They like will actually piss their fucking pants if they get called gay or like, and so he just kind of goes up and just says, okay. He's like, what? And I think like, once again, I don't know where this stuff came from Androgenic. I don't know what came about him to make him be like, I guess, some would say woke in this way specifically. I think it was just like a wild and a development when it came to any sort of looks maxing in any capacity, because once again, it's the looks maxing community. You don't really expect too much good to come from it. And like, I looked throughout the rest of his content, all the stuff that he did, and like, it seems to just be like a lot of normal base level looks maxing stuff and all that stuff like that, where he just talks about what you need to do the looks max and like what he's doing and just like what he's doing the looks max and also all that type of stuff. So I don't know where this shit came from. I don't know what's going on with the looks max community. Maybe there's like going to be a schism in the looks maxing community to make it so that there's woke looks maxing now. I really don't know. But once again, like this has kind of just been popping off in like an absolute crazy way where he just has made a big deal out of it and made a big deal out of like these two interactions where you would think that you react in the worst ways and react in like the most negative way humanly possible. But he actually comes out looking like a normal human being, despite once again being in like this wacky and wild, like Baki fucking wild storyline shit going on in the looks maxing like space. Maybe this is a change that we need. Maybe, we have one of the top ranked looks maxers who is working on becoming a better person, accepting people for who they are. And so like maybe I'll see more about androgynic being woke, or maybe not. I really don't know. It's just kind of someone who I completely forgot about his existence when I saw this tweet pop off, and a lot of people were talking about. It's just absolutely insane that he was having like sort of his head screwed on the right direction and able to have like a genuine interaction with a human being in a way that just didn't seem like he was permanently cliff farming and permanently playing to like the worst possible people you can make a community out of. So we'll see how the story of Androgenic goes and if any other looks maxers are attempting to act in a similar way. That's really all I wanted to talk about for today. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.